good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Hi, I'm Big John TW, and this right here, let's go.
Something
This is
that's
my stream.
similar, but
Let's go. All right, so today what we're doing, we're gonna play around in the city. We're gonna do some Halloween crap, and we're gonna have a new patch push out tomorrow. So get ready for that. And yeah, now I'll break back into my friends.
all the epic power sets are now unlocked for all ATs, which means yes, on a villain epic archetype, you can go on and you will see every single other kind of epic power set that there is, not just the beat ones. Same thing with all of them, but I'm just going to do a little hot fix to that because I really need to clarify because so many of them have similar display names. That's just a quick clerical, text fix that I got to do before tomorrow when I push it live, but that's what I did today from this morning till now.
Lots of work.
So there we go. There was what's up on the test server and what's coming for tomorrow. Oh, there's another person. We must invite him.
Yeah, I forgot I never set that base up. I'll have to someday see about getting that one imported.
I will absolutely be happy to help with that. As a matter of fact, I would absolutely be happy to assist with that by showing you what portions I need from that end, from a player end, and then because that would be a huge help to me to be able to have other people go do that. Hey, this over here hurts. They don't like me.
Amplification proclamation.
Dummy. Oh, where'd you go?
That's my old
I'm
super
over here in
group.
the corner.
Here.
That's
You're
my old
off in
super
the
group.
corner.
The depancification proclamation.
Yes, I will happily import that base for you, and what I'll do is we'll take the time at some point in time and probably Sunday before you go over to your dad's, after you guys do Costco, before you go to your dad's when we're all hanging out, I'll show you how to do that so that you both can know how to get the files for me that I need, because that'll just opens up my availability.
How do you like to look?
Just figured something out.
What's that?
What's that?
That if someone else opens the door right before you, right after you kill the monsters that are there, if you click on the door, you will always. So far, I've been 5 for 5 and got a treat every time. Like I've never.
Oh no, I get trick.
I've never got.
That is
Zach
really
Brannigan?
awesome.
Yes.
Yes, that is freaking awesome.
I feel as though your penis should be hanging out.
I was gonna say.
I have a really good Kip costume as well, by the way. I had Kip on live. So I have a really good
Another
Kip
thing,
costume.
where this is an all homage server, that's one thing we don't do here on Purgatory is we don't worry about names because this is all homage. We give full credit to all the original designers, creators, and everything like that of any name, image, or anything else like that we do.
In fact, this character does in fact have sexlexia.
Oh dear.
All right.
You know, as a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna actually say that anything that has a name that is written like that needs to have in their biography put from now on homage character.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, I would like to say for the record, I can't spell that.
HOMAGE.
Do you have the concept of a plan to do that, John?
Yes, sir, I do. If you want to know the truth, you do realize, sick and all, I almost called you yesterday during the debate because I needed to make sure your furry friends were okay.
All the cats and ducks. And
yes, that someone isn't just like going all Chinese restaurant on your ass.
According to my father's neighbors, my dad kills and eats dogs. According to them,
it's just an Ohio thing.
He's hold on.
You don't have to be patient.
I thought it was I thought they said it was a Haiti thing. Now it's just an Ohio thing? Well, you guys
He's
are
just-
strange.
He's just a crabby old guy, according to the neighbors.
But does he quantify as a Haitian?
No,
Yeah.
But supposedly both of those happened in the Columbus area. They're
Springfield.
no, they're
Yep.
saying the one with the duck was Columbus, or the goose was Columbus.
And it was hit by a car.
And
Actually, if
the
you
other
want
one
to,
was near Springfield.
no. Well, where's Canton?
Canton's up by Cleveland.
Okay, if
That's where
you
the
look,
Football Hall of Fame is.
if you look at the police records, a woman in Canton, Ohio, was arrested for eating a cat. But she was not Haitian. She was just hungry. I guess I don't know.
He was born in
That was
Ohio.
horrible.
Well, I
Wasn't
mean,
she like drunk or high or something?
yeah, she was like really, really fucking drunk. I mean, I was reading the police report from it. That is actually a truth to it. But if you know anything about Ohio, fucking Canton and Springfield are nowhere near each other.
No, Springfield's about an hour west. That's actually won a paintball tournament there once, but that's actually where my cousin lives.
Springfield is if you keep going on 70 past Dayton, you'll run into Springfield.
And my cousin's a music teacher there at the high school.
Oh, and Scary, you remember our conversation we were having earlier about Pal World and 7 Days to Die and dedicated servers and things? I figured out a different way to do this.
Oh, cool.
Instead of, trying to figure out how to, instead of purchasing another copy of Pal World and all that and restarting and everything like that, I'm just going to purchase more memory for the computer and we'll just let it stay the way it is.
Get more.
Because I just realized that, buying the memory would be probably buying another 64 gigs of memory is going to be about the same cost as purchasing, both of the games again to be able to move it over and then aggravate everybody by restarting it. So we'll just go that way.
Or, I mean, it worked for Trump for 9 years. You can conceptualize. You can have a concept of a plan.
Well, that's actually what I was doing, but then I looked at the concept and I listened to input about the concept. And
Oh,
decided
no,
that
you've
the
already gone
concept
further than he
needed
did.
to go the fuck out the window because this just wasn't going to work.
Whoa, dial that back.
Because I
You
wasn't gonna,
started putting
I
logic
wasn't
to
going
it.
to do that to my constituents. There we go, to my constituents, and go that radical a change.
Oh, wait a minute.
Or,
You care
know,
about
it's
your
like
constituents?
In Ohio.
So you
Yeah.
gotta,
For
gotta change.
2025, sorry.
Well,
Okay.
there's more than one way to skin that cat.
Yes, I know. Ask the Haitian from Ohio.
Her and Big John, 2028. Come
Oh
on,
my
we can run.
Doc, you would not, dude. I was sick as a dog yesterday, and like I couldn't breathe, and I was laughing so ungodly hard that I just started into a fit, and I actually coughed enough to cough blood, and I was like,
Oh,
you know what? That
Are
is
you
just
okay?
literally. Oh yeah, I'm fine. It's just literally that funny. Like I laughed so fucking. I have not laughed that hard in a very long
well,
time.
Well, I'm usually very anti-political, and I don't like things like that. But you were sharing some of the highlights with me, talking about it, and I was laughing. How is that possible?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why. That's why I was saying you and we should run 2028 because Trump's going to try it again then, anyways. And seriously, if it's Trump or us,
No,
we
I don't.
got this nailed.
Honestly, I don't think he'll be able to. He still might be in prison.
It's a possibility.
I mean, I'm not even trying to be like funny about it. FYI, for the one that he's already been, the 34 he's already been convicted of, it's never a good sign when the judge moves it to the other end of the date. They normally do when you have a date for being somewhere. They're normally doing that so they can send you to jail. I'm just giving you like that. That's like a. I mean, reading the tea leaves, as they call it. That would be reading the tea leaves. That's what it normally means when a judge does that. But then again, keep in mind, everybody who's done it. What?
Side quest, guys. Sorry, side quest. Micro, thank you. You went and get the freaking instructions from the ice cream saucer machine so that I can see what the maximum and minimum volumes are so that I can know how small a batch of ice cream I can make. I was talking to him about it this morning. He must have emailed him to get the information because he just sent me the information.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, for those of you that hadn't heard, I have a soft serve machine. Except unlike McDonald's, mine's gonna fucking work.
That's one of the signs of the apocalypse is when you go to McDonald's and the soft serve works.
That means that. See, that's the sign that Jesus has returned.
This is McPurrs.
Yeah, and first got some chocolate cheesecake yogurt coming in, and
I was
got
gonna
some
say-
chocolate mousse.
He sent like all of these things and all of these flavors. I've already got chocolate soft serve mix. I have pina colada soft serve mix. And I have salted caramel soft serve mix. And chocolate cheesecake yogurt, soft serve yogurt is on its way. That's why I was like, these bags are huge, so I really need to know what the minimum volume that the soft serve machine takes is so that I can know how much of the how big I can break it down into when I opened up.
I'll
What
be
my
right back.
measurements are.
Dingus is cruising for an extrusion. Be right back.
So
Which means at least he's still
really
there,
excited.
guys. Got confirmation. Dingus is okay.
Dingus is okay.
He hasn't
Connor
made it
has
to the
worry
poo-poo
about-
platter.
I was gonna say, Dingus is okay. Dingus is over 2 years old.
No,
Cover Connor's ears.
I'm just saying, we know that there may be a Haitian around you, so we're worried that Dingus
Connor
might,
keeps
might become stir fry.
Dingus is
Connor
safe.
keeps shitting on my floor, and Connor is gonna become the fucking poo poo platter.
That's why the cats are all kept in the house.
I sent Doc a message earlier today, and I just said, I'm worried about you. You need to look out for your furry friends, and this time I'm not talking about the ones wearing suits.
He told me he said that, and I was like, oh my god, you did not. He was like, yep, I did.
I
was like,
I just couldn't resist. It was like, this is too good.
What?
Micro, are you gonna join us?
Yeah, I'm logging in right now.
About the furry.
Sweet.
Be mindful of your furry friends. And this time
Would
I'm not
love to
talking
see-
about the ones that are not in a suit. I'm talking about the ones that yeah.
I would love to see someone try to eat Isabel.
Maybe,
Burger for
who knows? Maybe she would be good with some fava beans.
That's her liver.
Look, I'm just saying. Well, he likes Hannibal Lecter too, so I'm just saying that.
Yeah, well, you don't see him there sitting there with the dog sedated in the back of her fucking skull off, carving pieces out.
Have you ever read the story
Right.
about? You ever read the story about Chichijima from World War II?
No. You don't want to know.
Oh, now I gotta look that shit
I've-
up.
No, he's told me this enough times that it's like, please don't traumatize me
How the fuck do you spell that?
50th time.
Hey, also, guys, Biko gave me a good idea for that damn server tower. You know, if I wipe most of it off and just throw all my stored movies onto its hard drives, as long as I put them on that secondary 2 terabyte hard drive, I can then hook that up to the big screen TV and use the old server tower to just play all those stored movies that I have and use it to run on the internet to just be able to stream instead of having to have something downloaded. Just became a web runner.
It's a good plan.
Oh wow. Okay.
let me just say, ew.
And then when the SSD, the main hard drive SSD, fails, I can just pull the storage drive out and no harm, no foul, hook it up to an external dock.
There you go.
This is ethnic alive.
Yeah, John. George Herbert Walker Bush was shot down off that island, but he was rescued by a submarine before they captured him. The boats were on the way to him.
So this is just alive Japanese style.
Hey, the guy buried them so that he could keep the tissue safe, keep the tissue fresh. Yes. Keep in mind.
So,
cannibalism
also,
is
before
okay.
people ask, it's going to be at least probably 2 large pushes before I do anything like the double fire, double demon fire, and the double demon ice. Or any of the combinations with other things, just to release them out and get them all done, because that's all going to go. But I want these new sets, when I put them out tomorrow, to really have a chance to shine on their own before they get mutated into something different.
You do fire and ice demons, name it menopause demons.
No, I didn't. I didn't do fire and ice. If you look down in my section in City of Heroes, under Purgatory City of Heroes, under General, you'll see some screen caps that the first 2 is Blaster, Dark Fire Manipulation, and Fiery Time. Those 3 are all blasters. Then we have the Titan Strength and Super Willpower. We have Demon Fire Summoning and Demon Ice Summoning, which replaces the whip with Fire and Ice Blast powers. And then for both controllers and masterminds, a new buff set that's called Druidic Bond. Which is a combination of nature and storm. And then added to that tomorrow is also going to be the one that TZ had requested, which is going to be the Fire Melee Super Strength Scrapper. And as soon as I figure out how to get a second shard set up, we're going to have a second shard that is listed. So you'll see Purgatory, and then you're also going to see Purtopia. And Purtopia is going to run the Valentine's Day event year-round, except for at Halloween time when the Halloween event runs in the Christmas event. And shortly thereafter, you will find a 3rd server, which is just going to be called generically Per World, which will run the Christmas event.
And then you'll find on my server, you'll find Pervert, because I'm just that good.
Do you want me to quit out to the login screen and show you it actually exists on Purgatory and it is my character?
What, Pervert?
Mm-hmm.
No, I was talking about the shard.
I know, but you don't have a server, Don.
Yeah, and I also don't have a shard.
Well, I know.
Yes, he has shard.
I shart, but that's normally not by choice.
So my goal is to open up shards, similar to what Homecoming has done. But on my shards, each one is going to actually be running a different event throughout the year. You'll still eventually be able to transfer between them, to be able to enable you on any character at any time, get all of the badges that you want. Shard transfer, there's not going to be a number of days that you have to wait. It'll be a 24-hour wait. You'll have to wait one flippin' day to go from shard A to shard B to shard C to shard D. And then you can go back to your home server and be happy.
My bio now acceptable?
I hadn't even looked at it. I just said it's just something I'm going to do.
I just changed it. I just wanted to see if that was acceptable.
It's actually going to go up in the rules, and it's probably also going to go up on the website as well, letting people know that this is one of the limitations, that if you do this, in order to protect the server and not have the hero generic or villain generic, it needs to contain...
I was waiting to say that.
It needs to contain the words homage character original concept credited to your original artist or original creator. Something along those, acknowledging that you are just making a character to honor the work that somebody else did.
Ah,
Because once, just like a story online, you know, a fan fiction, that's making your character the equivalent of fan fiction. And that allows me to allow that to happen without having to worry that someone bigger is going to come along and say, well, you're trying to make these characters and take credit for them. No, we're not. We're giving full credit to every character out there because I want that placed in there. The more information you put there, if you know who originally created that character, put it in there and give them that. Ooh, somebody did something. What did somebody do? I have somebody following. Hello.
congratulations.
Well, greetings to Iceland. Woo. Welcome to Purgatory, I should say.
Make room, W. Double your damnation.
He's a double demon.
Make room. Oh.
Vico was all worried today because he was like, you know, now that I took a look at the Titan weapons with super strength, he's like, I really think the characters I wanted needs broadsword. He's like, I don't want to be a pest. I'm like, no. I want you guys, even as GMs, if you know a combination that you want to see, put it in suggestions so that I can throw it together. If you want to throw it together, let me know and we'll throw it together and put it up there anyways. But put it in there because our players aren't going to know that it's okay to do this unless they see people doing it and they see me responding and they see me doing it.
Mhm.
See it, do it, teach it.
There we go, chat. We all need adult supervision.
Risque looking shopping malls are the greatest shopping malls.
Chat.
I say that a lot, that I need adult supervision, but then I realize I'm my own adult supervision and that scares me. What happens when you're the adult supervision?
We're hosed. If
So
y'all
you
are,
realize
y'all are relying upon me to be the adult supervision, we're hosed.
Ah,
That's the ultimate in that. Is if you've ever seen the movie Conan the Destroyer. Who do they
Weird
have
Al.
guarding?
running with scissors.
Well, no. Who do they have guarding the Vestal Virgin? Built goddamn Chamberlain. Guarantee she didn't finish the movie as a Vestal Virgin.
I can't disagree with this.
Who do you have guarding her? Wilt the Fornicator.
That's a Munich. That's a Munich. That man's dead.
Great scene. Although my favorite quote from that movie, it has to be the whole money for Oedipus. Hey, Josie.
Money for
Hey,
Oedipus.
motherfucker.
Oh, no.
It's just so subtle.
You can never forget. We need to stop. But the Romans are following us. We need rolling papayas. We're going to smoke out the Romans.
Am armed with a mighty joint.
So they rolled up a joint and drug it behind the back of their carriage and smoked out the Romans.
And don't forget the Empress Nympho scene either.
Oh yes. I mean, you could like mention
Oh,
just
shit, I'm
half of
dying.
that movie.
I'm dying.
Have you ever seen that movie, Per?
Which one?
History
History of the War Part 2.
Part 1.
Oh my god, yes. Part
Yes,
1.
yeah.
They never made a part 2. I'm
Supposed to be
still
making it,
disappointed
actually.
by that. No, they're not. No, it's always been a rumor that they are, and people keep saying that they're going to. And they released non-official trailers of it, but Mel Brooks has said there's never going to be a part 2.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
But most of everybody's dead.
I will kill everybody's happiness tonight. Sorry. That's the end of a hope and a dream right there, folks. Unless somebody besides Mel Brooks makes it, it will not be made. And I really hate to say it, but I feel that if Mel Brooks doesn't make it, it won't be the same, because the outlook has changed since Mel Brooks.
Oh God, you couldn't make half his movies nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
See, I feel as though
You
feel as though
could.
you could.
You
because-
could, but it's gonna you couldn't,
Yeah, you could.
because they'd only they would not succeed in the way that they did at the time that Mel Brooks movies were popular. So they wouldn't succeed to that degree. So
Oh.
even though they could be made, they wouldn't be as successful, and that's what we were inferring with the, if it wasn't Mel Brooks making them, or so yeah.
Okay. So then I have a question. Do you believe as though Dave Chappelle has changed his act?
No.
Okay. Do you believe as
What?
though Eminem has changed his rap?
Absolutely not. But
Okay. See,
do
there,
I believe
What-
do I believe a rapper singing Eminem songs can do a good cover of Eminem songs? Yes. Do I believe that a rapper covering Eminem songs could write songs that were of the caliber of Eminem songs? Yes. Do I believe that they could write songs convincingly enough to say that they were Eminem? No. That's what I'm trying to impart. Does that make sense and make
the problem that I
hope
see.
I'm explaining what I'm saying.
Problem that I see with Mel Brooks isn't exactly duplicating Mel Brooks's talent, because Mel Brooks was a really good writer, but he just wasn't exquisite. The problem with reproducing Mel Brooks is the talent that he had outside of his writing, because the number of famous people that worked in any Mel Brooks movies, they were all nobodies when they worked with him, but they would later become, all in their own right, very big names.
I'll concede that as well. I'll concede that to you, yes. But
That would be
I'm
your
just trying
biggest
to
problem.
say, but that's what I'm also going to say is, because the conditions are different than when the Mel Brooks movies were originally made. They can't be duplicated to the same degree. Is what somebody else that's saying the same thing, that they can't be remade. Is that the same thing that you're attempting to say? Is that because the era has changed, even though they could have the same caliber, write the same style, everything like that, it wouldn't be the same because not all of the conditions are the same? Anybody?
I believe if you wrote the same caliber as what Mel Brooks wrote when he wrote actual History of the World Part 1 and Part 2, it wouldn't be popular because what we've become accustomed to is far greater than that now.
Well, that and
It's kind of like your kids watching Star Wars, the very first Star Wars. They're not going to be able to appreciate it or enjoy it like we did.
Also, you'd be hard pressed because if you look at the cast for that movie, all of them were very well known people, but they
just weren't popular yet.
Honestly,
Yeah.
well, no, they were.
I'm
History of the World
realizing
Part
this is
One was
one of those.
old school.
I'm realizing this is one of those cases where we're all trying to say the exact same thing, but in just a slightly different way. But it all transitions down to the same base of, because whether it be the writing couldn't be exactly duplicated, the acting couldn't be just exactly duplicating, and the reception couldn't be exactly duplicated, it all winds up being the same snowball without it be with all of us trying to say the same thing, but with it all saying different things and sounding like we're disagreeing.
That's true.
Well, the normal reason why someone would say that they can't make what they used to make is because times have changed and the culture has changed, and culturally a lot of the things that were said aren't considered acceptable anymore.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
The argument that I would say is no, actually those things are still culturally acceptable in comedy, which is why it can be done, because comedy is still comedy.
Okay.
Who's on first? What's on second? And I don't know. Third base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because comedy always, because here's the problem. Comedy always pushes the boundaries and the limits of what's acceptable, and oftentimes oversteps them regularly. The people who are the most funniest are the ones that make you laugh at the things that are considered acceptable but shouldn't be. That's kind of the point of comedy.
Did you guys look at that sketchy, I was going to say the risque looking mall that my follower had posted in our NSFW channel here in Purgatory? That is it's almost gorgeous. I hear risque looking, and I'm thinking, run down, looks like you should have somebody in a trench coats, opening it up and selling watches out of one side.
I think it's because the
you went with
the
watches.
building looks a little phallic.
I went with watches because it was clean. That
Went with Pee Wee
mall that
Herman.
they posted. I know you did, but no, did you take a look at that? Seriously, it's so beautiful. It was like, I couldn't go with the Pee Wee Herman version. I had to go with watches, but you get my point. They're saying that's risque, and I'm looking at that going, oh my God, it's freaking gorgeous buildings.
5-year-old me says it looks like a dick.
Let's make America great again.
That building says, "Let's make America hard again."
Oh, right.
But it is beautiful.
That building says, "Who needs blue pills?"
Very beautiful. Oh gosh, if you have
All the doctors.
Visual Viking Studio, if you have never been to the U.S., I gotta say, that building that you're calling risque is absolutely stunning. We would call that like a high-end mall around here. And to you, that's risque. To us, I can only imagine what our risque-looking malls must look to you if you haven't been here before to see them.
First, we probably have to clarify what his version of risque means.
They said they have a museum downtown dedicated to the male genitalia. And there's even a human one on display from a crazy old guy who donated it.
Oh.
Okay, you know what? This is still a museum that's more interesting than 9/10 of the museums that are here in the United States. I am so living in the wrong country.
So this is how you get your kids to go to the museum.
Yes. Hey, it's going to the museum.
However you can get your
It's
education in.
There you go. Anatomy and physiology is still needed in this world.
When I used to live in Louisiana, the strip club was the name of the strip club was the library. The more I thought about it, the smarter that was. Anytime you purchase something from there on your credit card receipt, it showed up as You made a purchase at the library. Now, unless you knew the library is a strip club. Think about it.
Right.
I wonder how many marriages that saved.
A lot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, now that would be really cool. They have a museum there that is for whales, and there's a whale skeleton that you can walk around in. See, I stream on Discord and I get culturally enhanced. Isn't this awesome, guys? It's one of those things that now I want to like kind of like add that to my bucket list of things to do that someday I'm going to make come true.
Go to the penis museum.
The penis museum on day 1 and the whale museum on day 2, because the penis museum is coming first.
She said
easy.
coming first. 12-year-old me.
Do you blame me?
Penis
I'm
always comes
still-
first.
12-year-old you, I am still at the toddler stage where I stick it all in my mouth.
I mean, that works.
And you thought $9.99 a minute was bad. Do you know how much my bank account just went up by putting my finger in my mouth like that? By the way, I have to. You're very welcome. I was just going to tell you, John, the other day, somebody from Stream Court, and I always get these invites, and then they start talking about graphics on my stream and what games I play and everything like that. And they
Yeah.
were like, so what games do you play after they friended me? And I was like, first, I charge $9.99 a minute to listen to sales pitches.
Yep.
And then I was like, payable in advance. And would you prefer to pay that through Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo? You know, I'm very disappointed that they didn't want to sell me their stuff anymore.
Thought I made a new friend.
I know. I thought they wanted to be my friend, and I was trying to support them by listening to their sales pitch, but I need money to be able to purchase their things, so I figured it was a 50-50 thing. Right?
Yep.
Oh, no, my streams would really come with an NSFW tag, and it doesn't, but yeah. I was gonna say, I'm a 51-year-old woman. I like to explore the world with my mouth, and I have the humor of a 12-year-old boy in a locker room.
On a sugar high.
On a sugar high, yes. Oh my god, no, bring the humor here. Oh no. Like I said, I explored the world by putting everything into my mouth. Have to taste it, run my tongue around it, see what it feels like.
Exploring the world like a shark.
Mm-hmm. No, like a toddler. I put it all in my mouth and enjoy it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Can't go into the realm of pedophilia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sharks have teeth. And when you put things in my mouth, you definitely don't want teeth involved.
Yeah,
What did we lose?
I don't want to think of toddlers whenever I put that in something. Yeah, no.
Okay, how about you just think of something sweet, tight, and with a whole lot of tongue clicking?
I'm sticking it in a hot pocket. Hot pocket.
Is there tongue clicking?
Yeah, there's some
And does that get
clicking.
your rocks off? And does that
There's
get your rocks off? I'd like to say that I've heard apple pie works much better.
the
Hot
clicking.
Pocket.
That clicking sound would be your teeth, because a hot pocket, when it comes out of the microwave, is set on Satan's ass crack.
Warm apple pie.
As we start going, making that noise. Still gonna
Warm
eat it.
apple pie.
Where are you, Zat? Don't do it. Oh no, Mr. Brannigan, come back to me.
Zaps down.
Say it ain't so.
Oh, let's see. Since we're on here, what is our market crash was yesterday? I know, so we're not going to see that. Ooh, Imperious Task Force
Yeah, ITF and Citadel.
and Citadel. So we have enough for either, and I will happily get everybody the badge to open up Kim Aurora if that's what we want to do.
How long does that take?
Look, you know damn well what Smurfette was doing. There were 101 motherfucking Smurfs and one Smurfette. That was one busy ass girl. She had her choice. She's my girl.
FYI, Smurfette came after all the rest of them, which is kind of odd, but she is one of the youngest Smurfs.
You know she was nailing it. You absolutely know she was nailing them because
there's a
in the
reason why they
later-
call him
in the
Poppy.
new Smurfs-
Papa
Mm-mm.
Smurf Republican?
No. In the new Smurfs, there were the young child, there were the little kid toddler Smurfs like ones,
Yes,
and one of them was a girl. So where the fuck did they come from?
actually, Smurfette was made by.
Smurfette.
If you want to
She
get
weren't
technical,
Smurfette no more. She was Mama Smurf.
if you want to get technical, Smurfette was made by Gargamel.
I get that, but she weren't Smurfette no more. She was Mama Smurf.
I think that Smurfette. I think at first, Doc was right. They are very Republican-esque, and they maybe are asexual.
Smurfette was dope.
Because Pappy Gargamel, I guess he saw so much wrong with it that he actually made him a girl. Just saying.
I'm smurfing myself. That's what I'm gonna do later. Oh my god, that's what I need to do. I need to go to Lion's Den and see if I can find a blue dildo. And then I'll tell everybody I'm smurfing myself.
Have you ever seen the Saturday Night Live sketch with the
On the other
Smurfette
hand,
show?
if anybody wants to go to Bad Dragon and send me one that's blue, I would happily tell you I'm smurfing myself with it later.
You should check out the Saturday Night Live Smurfette show, where it was kind of like the was it the Pamela Anderson show? No.
No.
Really?
What's her name?
Is that Brannigan dead?
Yeah, I'll be up in a minute.
Oh,
The,
hold on. I gotcha.
Zach
Anna
Brannigan is
Nicole.
always up. In a minute.
I was gonna res here in a minute with the thing. Hey, and a Nicole Smith show. That's it.
Look, I'm a controller. I heal. I have one res. I have one job, and I failed.
Papa Smurf's telling you. She says, "Papa Smurf, my Smurf itches."
That's pretty.
My Smurf clam.
Been visited by Sprinkle Fairy, I see.
taco. Smurf waffle.
Zap,
Waffle
are you
Smurf?
dead again?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm like a bar away from resing. It's okay.
Dude. Okay, here we go. Nobody sees this on my stream, okay? Target, enable, flags, and invincible. There. Now he is fine. Zap Rennigan will not die anymore.
I wasn't stressing.
Neither am I.
He's like, how can I get those Zap Brannigan fucking badges? You know, the death badges.
Reams is at your police department.
Not while we're streaming, and I have to keep rezzing it.
Stabbed his tire. He's wanting to speak to somebody.
You are invincible when you log off and log back on or zone. That flag will go away, and you'll be regular again. Okay. But until you zone, you are invincible. So enjoy yourself. Because I'm pretty sure you're already 50, correct?
Me? No. I started at 1.
Oh! I'm sorry. One moment.
I'm fine. I was leveling it. It's okay. No stressy.
Well, no, I'm going to disable the,
It's because you're not wearing pants.
No, I'm just going to give him real quick sets on whatever he's got. Whether or not he's powered. Do you need a port to the trainer?
I'm good. I'm messing around killing stuff. No stress here.
Okay, I'm enjoying my evening. Kinky. I'm going to Iceland, guys, because apparently you can be a professional dominatrix and people pay to come clean your house.
Oh.
Either that or I'll just go there to find someone and clean their house. Pay to clean their house.
Hmm.
You know, I can go either way with that. I can be a good little girl. Or I can be your worst fucking nightmare. I've made it to 47. 3 more levels on this one. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only have 6 here. Who are we missing? That one's
Somebody-
here.
Rob. Somebody said they were switching.
Oh!
I don't think they
Here we
came
go.
back. Or are they back?
Pumpkin's way. Back down. That's brilliant. I just got them.
Meow.
Whether or not they're, yep. Holy meow.
Right, meow. Meow.
Meow.
I don't know. See, I'm kind of intrigued by that whole, you know, people paying to clean my house.
And son, do I look all mimbly bimbly?
Alcohol enhances your mood. Current mood? Horny. Oh, yeah, that could be bad. Anytime you want to come in and check it out, download, join in and play, we'd be more than happy to have you. Purgatory is still pretty low population. We do have about 720 accounts at this time. And usually when I'm streaming is when we find the most people on. But I am always happy to welcome new people and cater to anyone that's playing on my server. However, if you're coming to my server looking for, a playmate of adult nature, that's not going to be here unless it's virtual. I'm a flirt, and I'm just not going to go and let it be taken the wrong way. Yeah, when you go and do an Omni character, it does have the effect of not liking to load that many powers. It just, even on my big server tower, it had a problem processing things like that. So I just don't allow it here on my server. I found ways around it. It might take me a little bit of time to do them, to be able to create custom power sets and do some of the unlocks and just make it perfect for, as many people as I can. I know I'm never going to please everybody. That's an impossibility that I'm not even going to try for. But I'm going to please as many people as I can.
Hey, how's it going?
Mm-hmm. I know of another server where they named something similar to something else that was on the server, and it causes a lot of crashes because the game reads that and reads it as exists in another place as well. Yep. I know absolutely what you're talking about too with that go-to wall. And I just like to smile and say, a few of you have heard me talk about that glitch that I said that a certain person had written into their own code and what it is. And that comment in my server just tells you right there that that's what it is. And we're not even going to go into any further detail, but as a programmer, if a word already exists in a game and in its definitions, and you see crashes from it, you're probably going to want to look into that.
I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to stay up, chat. Still getting over being sick.
Because the first thing a game is going to do is it's going to take all of the definitions that it already knew before you added anything to it, and it's going to run them through itself. And then it's going to start going, wait, this doesn't exist. Wait, what the fuck? This isn't right. And that's where you're going to see those crashes. Why it does that, I have absolutely no idea. But I do know that's why it happens. And for private server stability, that's something that people really need to know. Sharing the information gets it out to the other private server owners eventually, so that they can fix the problems on their servers, so that they can have, the best possible server that they have. And that's all I really want for all of the private servers out there. At one time, I wanted to compete, and oh, it's ridiculous. I can't make everybody happy all of the time. Even Homecoming can't do that, because if they could, they wouldn't have people leaking out even now and giving their goodbye posts on their forums, including their GMs.
Well, I'm pretty
So,
sure the people
no.
that I'm pretty
Go
sure
ahead.
I'm pretty sure the Homecoming people that they're trying to make happy aren't players.
That's the thing. And that's what I want to do. I want to make the people that want to spend their time hanging out here and playing here, I want to make them happy. I want to give them their dream power set. I want to give them their, the stability to be able to play their dream power set. I want to give them the groups of people that have custom characters that look like the Justice League, that look like the Avengers, that look like the Fantastic Four. If that's what they want with them in their super group, I want them to be happy with that. But what I don't want is I don't want people going, okay, I want to leave your game because this sucks, because you can't bend. And bending is vital to everything in life. You can't control it. You have to bend and flex with it, because controlling it stays too rigid and it breaks. So my goal is to make the 700 and some odd people on here as happy as they can possibly be. Okay, I'm just going to be perverted, and yeah, it is good to be able to bend into shapes.
Alright. So per
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
51.
I'm gonna have to
You
I'm
have
gonna
to
have
go
to
now.
yeah. No, I'm still not feeling like 100%. I was debating on not hopping on.
You were not watching my stream, were you?
No.
Okay.
Bent your leg
When you
behind her
said
head
that,
like a pretzel.
I
Oh.
literally, my new follower, Virtual Viking Studio that I'm chatting with here, was saying it's good to be able to bend into interesting shapes. So I said I'm going to be perverted. And I grabbed one of my legs and I just reached up, wrapped it around my shoulder, and tucked it behind my head, and said, "Yeah, it is good to be able to bend into interesting shapes." And that's when you go, "Well, I'm going to have to go."
What's timing?
That was
Perfect
timing.
timing.
It was perfect. Yes, it was absolutely perfect timing, Don.
All right. Well, thank you guys for playing with me, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Have a good evening.
Thanks for hanging out. Keep feeling better.
Yep.
I hope
See you
I do.
tomorrow. And like I said, there's going to be 10 new power sets and some interesting changes on the server tomorrow night. So look forward to it.
All right. Cool. I'll talk to you guys
And you
later.
have a good night.
You too. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. As always, you guys are the reason why I do what I do. Careful, be safe. Peace.